opening up my acceptance of being honest to myself, about myself. Who am I really? And this is harder than you think. I'm sure you understand what I'm talking about. To be honest about what you're good at, what you're less good at, what you like, what you dislike, who you dislike. And really taking a strong, honest, exterior look at your interior self. Hey everyone, I'm Marianne Mitchell. Welcome to Whole Artist Mastery. So I'm going to be talking in this video about authenticity. It's everywhere. Everyone is talking about knowing their true authentic voice. How do you find what your true expression is, what your core expression is? These are all different ways of addressing the big topic of being authentic. So, how do you go about understanding what your authentic voice is, talking about what your authentic voice is, without it sounding like it's a cliche, without it feeling like it's been way overused? These are buzzwords that can be very triggering for some people in terms of feeling like there's no substance there. What does that really mean? And for other people, it can be an invitation to open up and learn more about themselves. I remember the first couple of years I was doing my mentorship programs and meeting someone at a party, and she was asking me what I do, and I was talking about how I help people find their authentic voice. And she said it was that very way of saying it that made her know she wanted to work with me, because she was searching for understanding what her authentic voice, or being true to herself, wanting to be more connected to what her truth is. For some people, in talking about authenticity, it can be a major turnoff. It can be oh, not one of those again. Are you one of these people who pretends to be able to help people with their authentic voice? So I want to address today the unvarnished conversation about what being authentic, knowing what your authentic voice is, without it being a cliche, without it feeling like it's a superficial conversation. So in thinking about what I wanted to talk about today, it occurs to me that one of the best ways to talk about or express authenticity is without words, because words can box you in. And so as I was thinking about, well, how do I feel when there's that sense of true knowingness inside me? And often it comes out in my work, and recognizing that there it is, that's truly me. Now, this is a painting that's in progress right now on my wall, and I'm in the midst of searching for where I show up in this painting. And what do I mean by that? So the first thing that I address for myself is really taking a good long pause. I guess that's the best way to say it. And opening up my acceptance of being honest to myself, about myself. Who am I really? And this is harder than you think. I'm sure you understand what I'm talking about. To be honest about what you're good at, what you're less good at, what you like, what you dislike, who you dislike. And really taking a strong, honest, exterior look at your interior self. And while you're doing that, the key component in making this really work is accepting what you find. So if we were to look at this painting in that way, I'm searching right now for that honest expression. And as I'm saying this, I'm feeling like already the words are falling short of the inner feeling that I'm searching for in pushing the paint around, color relationships, texture relationships, all that kind of thing as you look at this piece. And it has yet to really get where I want to go, but yet I'm still searching for what that is. So I'm accepting that it is where it is. I'm accepting that the awareness of what this painting is really about has yet to truly be revealed. And it's in that process that I find my authentic self. And the third piece, so we have honesty, acceptance, and the third piece is trust. I'm trusting my process, my search, my going back and forth between emotional expression and compositional decisions. I trust that this back and forth, nonlinear, linear, logical, intuitive process all mixed together will get me where ultimately I feel the painting needs to be, and that it will be born out of this authentic process as opposed to me trying to make it be a certain thing that I know that people are going to like, or that I feel is going to be saleable, or will get into the particular juried show that I'd like to get into, or applying for a particular grant, and I know that the grant is I know who the jurors are, and I know what kind of work that they like. To me, that's keeping honesty out of the picture, and it's it does not allow for an acceptance of what's truly coming out. And because those two things are missing, trusting the process is much harder to do, I think. So there are things that we can do in our daily life as we go through life that can help grow our greater understanding of what we're about, what we're excited to express, what we're inspired by, and how it all connects in your work. So what do I mean by that? That means to raise your awareness as you go through your life, day to day, thinking about the past, experiencing the present, and hoping things for the future. How do these things connect? In other words, so here's a couple of examples. Through conversations that I have with mentorship artists that I'm working with, I get to know who they are. I get to know a bit about their childhood, where they grew up, what kind of family they were in, things that they did, where they are now, what kind of houses they have lived in, what kind of structures do they most enjoy, which house in their life have they felt most comfortable, what kinds of books do they like to read, what kinds of podcasts do they listen to, do they even listen to podcasts, what kind of music do they listen to when they paint, if they listen to music when they paint, what kinds of things in their environment raise their attention or get their attention as they're passing by. So here's one example. I'm working with somebody, we've had a lot of conversations about their need to express an essence of place, both within themselves as well as being inspired by external places. And being somebody who appreciates both in their life, in their home, creating an atmosphere for those who live in the home with them, as well as their family and friends when their holidays. This person really enjoys being the person that creates the atmosphere. And so there's a structure in their paintings that is married with very ethereal and beautiful colors so that they hold each other. The structure creates a sense of place, and the way the paint is manipulated and the colors create an atmosphere. And so the story was shared with me by this artist that as they were driving by, they saw this church in their neighborhood, and it was covered with scaffolding, and they made a comment to their partner about, oh, I love seeing the scaffolding in the church. And apparently the partner said, well, why? It's not supposed to be there. It looks ugly. And for this artist, it was a revelation that they really appreciated the structure holding this gem on the inside. And that resonated with the work that they were doing. And it was only after months of working together that they were able to put these two things together and realize, oh yeah, so responding to that is related to the kind of work that I make. So that's an example of raising your awareness to the world around you and what catches you and how it may show up in your paintings. Another way is by taking photographs as journal notes. In other words, rather than taking photographs for posterity or memory's sake, you take photographs of things that catch your attention. It's amazing to see the compositions from those photographs correlate to your inherent compositions in your work. So these are just a couple of ways that you can open up to understanding what your inner authenticity is. So I hope that this little discussion has helped to illuminate how to get over the potential cliche sound of authenticity, and to invite you to employ honesty, real, true inner honesty, acceptance of what you find, and trust that what you find is showing up in your work. And I invite you to go to the Whole Artist Mastery website, put your email in, because there you will get the introductory guide, the Whole Artist Mastery introductory guide. That's a hard word for me to say clearly. And the reason I'm bringing this up is that there is an outline, an opportunity for you to do the treasure hunt. Now, this is a really interesting way of putting yourself on paper. It asks you questions about your intellectual life, your emotional life, and your physical surroundings, and to answer what you like and what you dislike. A lot of people have done this, and it's been very illuminating for them, and they have been able to really see the correlation between their answers and what their inherent visual language is. So this is part of understanding what your authenticity is. And if you have a better way to talk about authenticity without it sounding cliche, I invite you to share your comments in the chats below, because I would love to know how to talk about authenticity, knowing your true voice, in ways that can be provocative and illuminating for everyone. So I look forward to hearing your comments, and thanks so much for being here, and I look forward to having you watch the next video. See you soon.